All right, let me give you an idea about what the UK has looked like over the last week. Pure shite. So yeah, in the UK we've had more rain in the last 3 weeks, I think, than we usually get almost in a winter. Pretty much all the golf courses in the UK are closed, and Dayton is no different. Dayton has done loads of work with its drainage over the last few years, and although it's way better, you still can't do anything when you get, I think it's something like 10 inches of rain, which is, you know, a good old portion to get. So over the last week, I've been spending time on the driving range, working on the stuff that I was given with Tom Motley, the new coach. All we can do today, as part of the vlog, is hit some balls, and then I want to get into the 5 questions that is going to be a part of each vlog moving forward. So every single vlog from now on is going to start with, or have at some point, 5 questions from you. So get your questions in the comments below, and I'll pick 5 of them for the next video. It feels so much better. Right, some interesting stuff's sort of like come out of changing a few things setup wise. All right, so just to recap my lesson, I basically changed my posture. We went from like way too much over, hunched over, chest in, right arm over and away from the body, and ball position forward. I mean, this is a wild exaggeration, but it's what it looked like from behind. And then from down the line, you know, this is again a wild exaggeration. So we moved towards retracting the scapula a bit, getting slightly further over and getting the right elbow tucked in a bit more, and just having that feeling of connection like that. And from there, just having a bit more of like a one-piece takeaway. So everything's moving a bit more connected, everything's feeling a bit more connected. That's definitely the key word. I know a few people said that in the comments. But another thing that's led to, and in the lesson it sort of started to move this way, my ball position was a result of the right arm being over, because the right arm's over and away from the body. And natural ball position is for it to be forward. Now when you get a bit more connected and retract the scapula a bit and your arms are a bit more like into your body, naturally that's going to bring the ball position back, because you can't really play the ball position there from a position where your arms are connected to your body. So that's bringing the ball position back. It's got me swinging slightly from the inside, which I don't mind at all. He said it's better, sort of better to see how this plays out and sort of play your natural shape rather than trying to manipulate as much as I was to try and hit a cut, which makes sense. But what this has led to, right, so having the ball position back and being more centered, having the arms in front of me and having a bit more of a connected move, so there's not as many moving parts, that feels, straight away, my pitching feels like 10 times better. Whereas before, I would struggle with strike because it was quite steep. There was a lot of things going on with my action because, you know, there's a lot of moving parts. Because, I'm going to come up with a new word for connected, but because it is more connected, it's moving. It's much more shallow, and the strike is coming off, I guess because it's more shallow and because the club's moving in a more consistent way, the strike is where you want it to be, which is lower down the face, not like a thin, but lower down the face, so you get those lower, spinnier flights from a more shallow move. So, all promising signs, and, dare I say it, could be interesting to see sort of where this long game method and how that could change a few things in the short game, because like having this kind of long game action where it's long and loose, having a shorter version of that as your short game action probably doesn't lead to consistency, and having a much more connected, simpler golf swing where ball position and everything is more, let's say, standard, I feel like, I don't want to, rush to conclusions here, because, it's dangerous to do that with short game. I feel like I could be in a decent position short game wise. Strike feels good. Oh yeah, could be dangerous next year. Could be dangerous. All right, let's get into this. 5 questions. And remember, next vlog, I'm going to do 5 questions, probably near the start of the vlog. So get them in below. And I'm going to go in no particular order. Just very quickly smash through these. Check spy. 5124. How would you deal with a cheat? Get a club and massage the back of their head. Dan, the man who can. 18-hole match. You versus top bloke. Shot a hole. +9 mulligan putts. That top bird can take. There's a lot going on there. I'll tell you what, I might actually reach out to top bloke because I do quite enjoy some of the stuff that he does. So top bloke, let's have a game. Disco Stew, isn't that like a Simpsons character? Disco Stew. 1335. How do you take a swing change from range to course? This is something that Steve's helped me with massively, and taking a swing change from the range to the course can be done in a couple ways, but what I find helpful is, because it's, when you say range to the course, I'm guessing you mean from range to like somewhat of a competitive scenario. So I think the best thing to do, play 18 holes before a competitive round and go out there and try, say for instance, like 6 holes, 6 holes, 6 holes, split it up into how methodical you want to be with the swing thought. Play 6 holes with no real swing thoughts. Maybe like the second 6 holes with maybe trying to take that swing thought in, but still trying to, react to target in a way. And the third 6 holes, take the swing thought and just get very methodical with it and see which way works best, see what's working best before then taking it into competitive round. Finlay 8270, is it better to have long memory or short memory in a competitive round? Right, let's go on to the next question. Finlay 8270, is it better to have long memory or short memory in a competitive round? I think short memory is better. Right, well, let's get one more good one in before I got my snooker tournament semi-final tonight. Golf Mad 1381. What's most likely to stop you succeeding, and what are you doing to ensure that you do succeed? Probably thy sesh is probably the thing that would hold me back, as well as other things. And to stop that, we're being very smart in when to participate in thy sesh. That's another vlog. Get the questions in for next one. It's going to be more interesting, I promise.